All right, hello everyone. Meteorologist John Gross doing another weather video, and today's topic of discussion, potholes. If you have a license and you've drove anywhere in our lovely state of Michigan, you probably have experienced one or two in your lifetime, if not even some more, myself included. I've had a few flat tires from potholes, but there is a scientific reason why we are more prone to seeing potholes, especially near the Great Lakes, because we talk about temperatures where they can fluctuate a little bit more. Farther north, you usually get the much colder temperatures. I'm talking as you're going north of the border into Canada. As you're going farther south, areas like Florida, they really don't see big swings in temperatures. We can see, quote unquote, all four seasons in a day sometimes. You'll talk about how the numbers, how the temperatures can fluctuate very, very quickly. And it's that freeze-thaw cycle, at least scientifically, that helps to promote and form these potholes that we see on the roads. So let's just go ahead and talk about potholes in general and scientifically how they develop. So starting off with just normal wear and tear on any roadway, whether it's asphalt, concrete, and your traffic volume. That has to do a lot with where you can see a lot of potholes. Are you in a big metropolitan area? Are you on a well-traveled freeway? Or are you on a back road that doesn't get a lot of traffic? But either way, traffic over time causes that wear and tear on any physical object, in this case the roadway. So we start to see those cracks starting to form. That's going to be what we'll call the early stage of these potholes. So those start to form in the road surface, and over time, again, as traffic and just cars travel over the road, those can start to get bigger. So now we're talking about temperatures above freezing. So we get precipitation, we can get rain above 32 degrees. That rain seeps into not only the ground, but in the cracks of the roadway. And then we can start to see that water pooling under the road surface where those cracks are. Now we're talking about the colder temperatures, below 32. So now we're seeing that freezing part of this cycle. So now that water that pooled, it starts to freeze. So we're going from a liquid to a solid. As it goes to a solid, that water freezes, it expands. So then the roadway above it, it's forced upwards. So now it's becoming a little bit weaker. So now we're expanding, quite literally, in those cracks. And now we're overall just making the road surface under where that water pooled a little bit weaker. So that's the freezing part of it. Once we get the numbers above freezing again, that ice melts. So now you kind of have a little bit of a void under the road surface. So a gap is another word you could use to say under the road surface. And people travel every single day, day and night, 24/7. We know that. So if you've got a high traffic volume in certain spots where you get this freeze-thaw cycle, eventually the road surface, it's weak, it's going to break down, and that's how you overall get your potholes to form. Now, we usually, again, see this late winter, early springtime, March, April, even getting into the month of May, but we've already been seeing this freeze-thaw cycle. Last week, remember, we had a lot of lake effect snow. It was very, very cold. Earlier this week, Sunday, Monday, it was warm enough for some rain. We were in the 30s, if not even some 40s. Now, from today into our Friday, we're going to be talking about temperatures well below freezing, even some wind chill still below zero. As we're going into Sunday, Monday again, next week, it looks like we get back above freezing, could get a little bit of rain, and then by this time next week, at least forecast projections show temperatures getting well below freezing again. So even still, we're already talking about that freeze-thaw cycle. So the chance for some potholes to develop is going to be a little bit higher early on in the winter season. So that's what we talk about when we, at least scientifically, are talking about the development of potholes. So take it easy out there driving on the roads. Watch out for them. If you do happen to find one, you can always report it. Let us know, 9and10news.com, and we'll try to relay that information. So hopefully you can avoid maybe a flat tire or maybe having to get an alignment done, because personally, been there, done that. So thanks for sticking around for some science weather. We hope you enjoyed. Have a great night. Stay warm.